Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to Polywar's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue to figure out who the best fighting type is in Generation 1. We played through 3 Pokemon already, Machamp, Poliwrath, and Hitmonlee. We have Hitmonchan to play through next week, but this week we're going to be playing through with Primeape, the pig monkey Pokemon. Let's go ahead and dive into its stats. The stats of this Pokemon are as follows: HP 65, Attack is 105, Defense is 60, Special is 60, and Speed is 95. So this Pokemon can hit pretty fast, and it hits pretty hard. The only problem is it's pretty squishy. It doesn't have great defense or special, and we don't have a lot of HP. We can take a little bit of hits, but it's definitely worse defense out there and worse everything. But we can't really take a lot of hits, so we got to be on the offensive with this Pokemon. And when we look at the moveset, just ignore what's in yellow because it can be pretty complicated if you're trying to look at both. We're under R, G, and B, and anything that says 1 at the beginning is what we start the game with: Scratch, Leer, Karate Chop, and Fury Swipe. So not a horrible moveset, but nothing there's no diversity. All of them are normal type moves, and I wish we can get access to low kick. If we were playing yellow, we'd have access to low kick. That'd make the early game a lot faster. Maybe in the future I'll do a what if, Primeape starts out with low kick and see what happens. But for now, that's our starting moveset, and honestly, we're not going to use any other moves via level up. We're not going to use Thrash, we're not going to use Seismic Toss, we're not going to use Focus Energy. Well, we'll use Seismic Toss, just not via level up. We'll get it via TM long before that. Speaking of TMs, let's go and look at our TM moveset. We'll be using a couple moves. I'm only going to go over the ones we're going to use and maybe explain ones we're going to skip over because most people think we would use them. Mega Punch we will use. For a little bit, it is a more powerful move, just adds more power points. It's not a long-term use because it's horribly inaccurate. It's 85% accurate, but we're going to go ahead and add that move when we get the option to use it. Mega Kick we're not going to use. It's very powerful, but like I said, horribly inaccurate. Toxic not going to use. Body Slam, 85 base power, 100% accurate. We're definitely using this move. Takedown we're not going to use, but Double Edge can get used in the late game, so we'll see if we do use it. Hyper Beam, we'd have to spend so many coins to get it and so much time, we're not going to even bother with that move. Payday not going to use, and you'd think we use some of these fighting moves here, but we're not going to use Submission. 80% accurate is pretty horrible. Counter is not very good at all. We have to go second, and we're pretty fast, so that's not going to happen. And Seismic Toss will be used for a little bit. It's a set damage move. It does 1 damage per level we have, so if something's weak to it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't help it at all. Rage is not a move we're going to use. Thunderbolt is a decent move we're going to have, and this is why I said our special being 60 is pretty good, because Thunderbolt will go off that stat. 95 base power, 100% accurate. Get this from Lieutenant Surge. It's very useful against things that are weak to it. So we're not going to get this and use this as a primary move for a lot of things, but with water and fighting type, it's going to be very useful, and it'll make those Pokemon pretty much obsolete. Our low special does make this not very powerful. You're going to see next week Hitmonchan has even lower special, and it gets access to elemental moves like this, and it doesn't coincide very well. It's not very synergistic. Primeape kind of synergizes. Its physical attack stat matches its moveset, and the fact that it can get access to some special moves, and its special is decent enough to handle those moves, is pretty good. This Pokemon is very well designed. Thunder not going to use Dig, 100 base power, 100% accurate, very useful, and will be used a lot in this playthrough. Mimic will be used to get a badge boost. We'll use that later in the game. Double Team's outlawed. Bide not going to use. Metronome, Swift, Skull Bash not going to use. Rest will be used probably in the last battle of the game. And then Rock Slide will replace Thunderbolt at some point because it goes off our physical attack stat. Even though Thunderbolt's more powerful, our physical attack stat's way higher than our special. So it'll coincide with that. The only downside to it is 90% accurate, so it can miss. However, when it hits like a tank. So that's our level up moveset. We're not going to use Substitute or Strength, so skip over those. And that's it. I think there's a lot of good things about this Pokemon. Let's go and see how the playthrough went. So we start off with, we're going to face our rival. We named our Pokemon Rousey after Ronda Rousey. It was just a good name. I don't even know if this is male or female. I didn't check that. I just like the name. And we're facing our rival. We gave him a Venusaur. Or Bulbasaur, I should say. It wasn't a great option. If we choose Blastoise, I just went over Thunderbolt. And I just went over Charizard, would also be weak to Thunderbolt, so that wasn't a great option. So I just chose the most bulky option we have, which is Venusaur. And we go into our second rival battle. Karate Chop will be a 2-shot on the Pidgey. You just got to hit it. And we knock it out. Very good. It did get us Sand Attack, so our Sand Attacking, our stats a little bit lower. Our action, I should say, is a little bit lower. However, we just hit. We'll knock it out. We outpace our rival. We knock out Derp's Pokemon, and we're going to move right on to the Bug Forest. Now, in the Bug Forest, we don't have the problem we had last week. Hitmonlee had Double Kick, which is a fighting move. So we had problems knocking out bugs, but in this circumstance, we do not. We get critical hits a lot. That's a good thing about Karate Chop. It does critical hit all the time. It's a very powerful move, and we're going to move right on to the next Bug Trainer. Now, some things with this Pokemon. You got to understand, like I said, its physical defense and special are not very good. so we cannot take a lot of hits. However, like I said, extremely fast Pokemon, and we're just blitzing through this right now. Now, the problem we have with this Pokemon that other Pokemon don't have, or at least other fighting type don't have, is we have all normal moves, so facing Brock is going to be tough. Brock has all rock type, so we really have to be, mindful of the fact that we don't have a great move against Brock. So we got to be very careful going. Can't just go in guns blazing. We got to have a strategy here. And as we're knocking out the Million Light Years Trainer's Pokemon, Sandshrew does lower our accuracy a couple times. And this battle becomes a lot more convoluted than it has. We just have to hit one more time. We knock out the Sandshrew. We're at level 12. We do leave and level up to level 13 to get over a damage rounding threshold. And now we're going to take on Brock. Wakanda forever. And then Brock comes out with his Geodude. We're going to go for Karate Chop. The goal with Geodude, we're going to critical hit a lot. So using Leer on Geodude is not useful at all. Because it's going to critical hit, it's going to ignore that. And then he's just going to use Defense Curl and up his defense again. So now we're facing Onix. Now Onix is strategy based. He uses a move called Bide, which will add up all of our attack and deal it back double. Okay? We're already frail, and if he keeps going for Bide, we're fine. Now we're able to do Leer, which will lower his defense, and it does a little bit. It does a little bit more. It's really not like an offset. There's not really a difference between Fury Swipes and Karate Chop. We just don't want to attack into Bide. It'll double back all the damage we deal to it, and we're not really knocking it out. If we were knocking it out like 2 hits, it wouldn't be an issue, but we're not. So using Fury Swipes, we get the win, we get the knockout, we level up to level 14, we beat Brock, get the Boulder Badge. I'm going to move right on to Mount Moon, and in Mount Moon I'm going to show you we fight this guy, get an Ether, and pick up Mega Punch right there. I'm going to move right on to the Super Duper Nerd who's protecting his fossils. We're going to go for Karate Chop on the Grimer. Not a one-shot, very close, but not a one-shot. Voltorb should be a one-shot, very good. And then the last Pokemon is Coughing. Coughing will be a 2-shot, critical hit. Might have prevented us from knocking out, I don't know. But we get a pretty good knockout when we take the Dome Fossil. Oh, hell with Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask anyway. Actually, now I think of it, comment down below. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. And we'll move right on from that into our battle with our third rival. Our rival is going to come out with a Pidgeotto. Gus is okay as long as it doesn't sand attack us. This battle is pretty much a foregone conclusion. We're going to go for Mega Punch on the Abra. Rattata is going to come out. Mega Punch will one-shot it as well. And we have Bulbasaur coming out. We get one of our misses. A horribly inaccurate miss. We knock out the Bulbasaur. Pretty easy win over our third rival. We beat him. We're going to move right on to Nugget Bridge, but we're not going to show Nugget Bridge. We're going to show this right here, which is how you get Seismic Toss. If you didn't know, this is how you get Seismic Toss. What you do, after you fight this hiker, you're going to move one space forward and move up, and this person will drop down and let you attack them. Pretty easy battle, honestly. So the battle itself isn't really bad, but most people avoid this because they don't need Seismic Toss. This is a Pokemon. We honestly probably could have avoided Seismic Toss, but I just thought I'd show you how I got it. And now we're going to go ahead and face Misty. Misty is a water gym leader. She's going to come out with a Staryu and a Starmie. Pretty high special moves, so keep that in mind. We one-shot the Staryu, so that's a good. And it looks like we're going to be a 2-shot on the Starmie. Very good. We don't take a lot of damage. We outpace it, outpower it. And honestly, that battle could have been better because we could have faced this guy and got Dig. And if we had Dig, that would have been an even better battle because it's not Karate Chop. It's been more powerful than Karate Chop. But we knock out both of his Pokemon and we grab the TM for Dig. Very crucial for this playthrough. We have a really good 100 base power physical move with our good attack stat. And we're going to pick up one more move that's going to that's going to be one of our staple moves, I should say, for this playthrough. And we're going to Karate Chop on the Nidoran, and we're going to add Body Slam. Honestly, with Karate Chop, it kind of makes Body Slam not quite as useful. It's still useful because it can Body Slam, it's a lot of power points, and it doesn't miss. So we're going to get rid of Mega Punch and add it. But with Karate Chop's a great move. It critical hits a lot, and when your stats get up, the critical hits just keep piling up and keep getting better. And now we're facing our fourth rival. Pidgeotto goes down to one Karate Chop, I'm sorry. Raticate goes down to one Karate Chop. Kadabra goes down to one Karate Chop. Is Ivysaur going to go down? No, but we get a 2-shot nonetheless. Pretty easy win over our fourth rival. And we're going to move right on, and we're going to not learn Focus Energy. I'm glad I was paying attention, didn't accidentally delete something. And we're going to move right on to Lieutenant Surge's gym. Lieutenant Surge is the electric gym leader. Really doesn't have an advantage over us. We just have, we're just a higher level, and we're going to go ahead and Karate Chop the Voltorb. That's a 1-shot. Pikachu should also be a 1-shot. Now, is Raichu a 1-shot? I doubt it. It's pretty bulky. But we're going to go ahead and knock it out. Very good. We beat Lieutenant Surge. Pretty easy gym battle, and we'll move right on from him into this tunnel here and face the guy I call Boomer the Hiker. We have Dig, and we're just going to dig 3 times and knock out each one of his Pokemon. The big help here would be great if he self-destructed, which he did, and we get the knockout. We beat Boomer the Hiker and move right on to Celadon City. Now that we're in Celadon City, we're going to take on the Rocket Game Corner. We're going to fight this guy. He's going to come out with some pretty mediocre Pokemon. Eradicate's going to go down to 1 Karate Chop, very good. And then we're going to have Zubat come out, 1 Karate Chop, very good. He's going to get out of the way. He's going to warn his boss that some kid's coming to beat him up. And we're going to go click this poster. We're actually, you have to do it 1 time. Sometimes I do it twice because I get to clicking and I forget. And now we're going to take on Giovanni. Giovanni's going to come out with Onix. Onix should go down to 1 dig, to be honest with you. 1 shot, very good. And then Rhyhorn's going to come out, 1 shot, very good. And then Kangaskhan's going to come out. Now this would be great if we actually had a fighting move, because then we just 1 shot the Kangaskhan. But takes a 2-shot knockout with a combination of dig and Karate Chop. We beat Giovanni, move right on to our 5th rival battle in Pokemon Tower. He's going to come out with a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto's going to go down to 2 Karate Chops, so we didn't get any actually lowered, which is good. Thunderbolt on the Gyarados, very good. Growlithe's going to come out. Dig on the Growlithe, 1 shot, very good. Kadabra's going to come out. Karate Chop is a 1 shot now. Is Ivysaur a 1 shot now? It is not. Very close. We do get poisoned, not a big deal. We got antidotes. We beat our rival, and I'm going to move right on to Erica's gym. Now, Erica's gym, we don't have a great advantage in here, so we want to make sure we came in at a decent level. We're at level 36, and Eric's going to come out with a Victory Bell. Go for Karate Chop. It's a critical. We don't get a knockout, but we did get hit by Razor Leaf. We tank it pretty well, and so now we're going to 2-shot the Tangela. Tangela really doesn't have a lot to do damage to us, so that didn't go so bad. And then Vileplume, we just don't want to get put to sleep or confused or paralyzed or anything like that. We just want to get a 3-hit knockout, which is what we get. And we beat Erica pretty handily. Not a great battle, to be honest with you. If she played any smarter, she'd have crushed us. But we get the win over a gym we don't have an advantage against. And now we're going to move right on to Koga. Now, Koga, we do not have an advantage here other than the fact we have Dig. Dig is 2 times effective against Poison-type Pokemon. Our physical attack stat and Dig working together makes this move decently powerful. And so we're going to go for Dig 1 more time, knock it out, very good. And so now we have 2 Pokemon left. The Coughing is a 1-shot. And this is what I meant earlier when I said that we were pretty frail. Dig does not 1-shot the Wheezing, and it 1-shots us with Self-Destruct. So go from full health to nothing in 1 move. It's stupid, 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 but it is what it is. We take our first reset, and we're going to fight this battle again. The first 2 Pokemon actually go down even better because Muck didn't get a chance to... we didn't miss Muck. We critical hit him. Wheezing, we're just not gonna put him in a healing range or like self-sacrifice range, I should say. Karate Chop is a 1-shot. We get poisoned, not a big deal, and we knock out Koga. We beat Koga. And we're gonna move right on to, is it Blaine? I'm pretty sure it's Blaine because I think we have Dig still. Yeah, we're gonna move right on to Blaine. We're gonna save, and we're gonna move right into the Blaine battle. Blaine's gonna come out. We're at level 42, so it's not too bad. Level 42. We're gonna go for Dig on the Growlithe. We are super effective against his Pokemon because they are weak to Dig. So that's a knockout. And then we have Rapidash. Will be a 1-shot. Arcanine, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a 1-shot. It's pretty bulky. It tries to go for Fire Blast. We tank it pretty well. And we knock it out. Very good. We get the win over Blaine. Pretty easy win. And now we're going to move right on to Silphco. And Silphco is going to have our 6th rival battle. This rival battle can be convoluted unless your Pokemon's good. And this Pokemon's pretty good. So Thunderbolt will 2-shot the Pidgeot. I don't know why it's not a 1-shot. It doesn't make any sense to me. Thunderbolt on the Gyarados. Growlithe comes out. Dig on the Growlithe. A super effective move. Very good. 1-shot. Alakazam. Anything physical, 1-shot Alakazam. Very good. And then Venusaur doesn't have anything great against us, so I think it's going to be at least a 2-shot. Let's go for Karate Chop. Venusaur can knock us out here if we're not paying attention, because I think Razor Leaf would have knocked us out. But we get the win. We beat our rival, and we move right on to Giovanni. This is our second last Giovanni fight. He's going to come out with a slightly better team than he did before, but not much better. He's going to lead with a Nidorino. Nidorino's going to come out, and he's weak to... Karate Chop is a 2-shot, but he could have gone for Dig and probably got the 1-shot, so Nidorino goes down. Kangaskhan comes out. We're going to go for Dig on the Kangaskhan. More than half health done. It's a 2-shot. Very good. Rhyhorn comes out. Dig will be a 1-shot. And the last Pokemon is Nidoqueen. Dig should be the move we use as well. And we 1-shot the Nidoqueen, getting a pretty easy win over Giovanni. We do not learn Thrash. And we're going to move right on from Giovanni to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip will be a pretty easy battle as long as we don't get hit. We go first, we'll win this battle hands down, no problems. First Pokemon comes out, it's Kadabra. We will 1-shot Kadabra with Karate Chop, very good. Second Pokemon to come out is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime will go down to 1 Karate Chop as well, very good. Venomoth, will come out. We do not 1-shot Venomoth, I guess it's pretty bulky. And then we're going to 1-shot we do not 1-shot the Alakazam. Very close. We did not get the right range on that. However, we do get the knockout, get the win over Sabrina and her whip. And we're going to move right out of her gym into Giovanni's gym. The last gym leader of the game, the final Giovanni fight. And he's going to lead out with a Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn will go down to 1 dig. There we go. Knockout, very good. Next Pokemon is Dugtrio. Go for Karate Chop. It's very frail. 1-shot knockout, very good. Or an Oko as they call it. Oko on the Nidoqueen is an Oko on the Nidoking. Very good. And the last Pokemon Rhydon is an Oko. It is not. It is what I call a Toko, a 2-hit knockout. Go for Dig one more time, knock it out, get the win over Giovanni, and we're going to move right into our next fight, which is against our 7th rival battle, which is the final rival battle before the Elite Four. He's going to come out, and he's going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot has a move we're going to mimic, so we can boost our stats. We're going to mimic Agility. Now, if you look at our bottom left corner real quick, it's the problem with this battle, is in the bottom left corner, we are have a bunch of experience done on here, which means we're going to level up in the middle battle. So all the badge boosts we're going to get from Agility is going to go away, so it's going to cost us this battle. So Agility, we set up, and we get a lot of health taken off of us. We should go for one more just to be safe, but we don't want to risk getting knocked out. We're at +4, our stats are decently boosted. We're going to go for Agility one more time, and now we get fully boosted. Dig on the Rhyhorn, very good. Gyarados comes out, Thunderbolt on the Gyarados, extremely good. Power, it knocks out in 1 hit, very powerful. Dig on the Growlithe, very good. So we have 2 Pokemon left. Alakazam, we leveled up, which means we're not going to knock it out. We lose all of our badge boosts, so we got to take a reset here. And that reset gives us our second reset of the game. And what we got to do is we have to mimic and hope for a little bit of RNG where he's just choosing weird moves. He's only going to choose weird moves, 2 moves. Agility, and he's also only going to choose Wing Attack. Because he has good AI, and the good AI says, hey, this is the best move you use against this Pokemon. Even though Agility is not going to help at all, it's Psychic type. Knockout on the Rhyhorn, knockout on the Gyarados, very good. And we're going to knock out Growlithe with Dig, very good. We're still not leveled up yet, which is good. Alakazam comes out. Dig is a 1-shot because we don't have to worry about our stats being lost. And now Dig will be, what, a 2-shot on the Venusaur. He doesn't do anything with Vine Whip. And we miss. Well, how do we miss that? How do we miss? Karate Chop knocks it out, very good. We beat our rival. We level 53 and move right on to the Elite Four. We're in the Elite Four, and we're poised to have a good finish here, so let's go ahead and look at the stats real quick and the moveset we're going into, see how we think we're going to do. Attack is 182, defense is 125, speed is 169, and special is 125. In the bottom left corner of the screen, you're seeing the stats modified with the corresponding badge boost. So that's the actual stats we're going to have when we go into battle. This is the stats before everything's boosted. And now let's go from that to the moveset. The moveset for this Pokemon is Karate Chop, Mimic, Dig, and Thunderbolt. Some of these things will change by the final battle, but without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in and see how good this Pokemon's going to do. We're at 50 minutes and 12 seconds. We're pacing pretty well, and we're going to face Lorelei. She is the Ice Gym Leader, or Ice Elite Four Specialist, I should say, and she's going to come out with a Dugong Gong Gong. We knock it out in one go with a critical. We do not knock out the Cloyster. It's a 2-shot, very good. And now we're going to get free setup on the Slowbro. Slowbro will only go for a Psychic move, which is Amnesia, because it sees us as fighting type, and in good AI says, oh, the best move to use is a Psychic type. So we knock it out, we knock out the Jinx, and we knock out the Lapras. So pretty easy win over Lorelei. We don't take any damage, and we move right on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but Bruno is going to come out, and we're going to take the Onix, we're going to mimic a move off the Onix, and we're going to mimic Harden. This will help us badge boost. Rage is going, he gets his Rage going, which Rage doesn't do really anything to this Pokemon. We're going to get our stats modified up to +6 just to be safe. And after we get +6, we can sweep. So now we have no more Hardens anyway, so +6, Dig on the Onix, very good. We just leveled up, so we just lost a little bit of the badge boost. We're still going to knock it out pretty handily. Let's knock out the Hitmonchan, very good. Hitmonlee comes out, it's not a 1-shot, it's close, but it's not a 1-shot, very good. Like I said, our defense is boosted. No one here has special moves, so we're just going to keep 1-shotting or 2-shotting everything and tanking whatever we got to deal with. And so now Dig, it's a 2-shot on the Machamp. We do beat it, we knock it out, and we move on from Bruno. We don't talk about it very much for a reason, kind of crappy. But we're going to move right on to Agatha. Now Agatha has the Agatha Lottery. She can poison you, will paralyze you, put you to sleep, all that unfun stuff. Dig will 1-shot the Gengar, very good. Golbat comes out, we're going for Thunderbolt. It'll 1-shot the Thunderbolt. Don't know if that critical hit matter, but it knocks out nonetheless. Dig is a 1-shot on the Hunter. And then Arbok comes out, Dig. Is it a 1-shot as well? It is. Critical hit, don't know if it mattered. dig on the Gengar, knock it out very good. Take no damage from Agatha at all. We beat her and we move right on to Lance, the Dragon Trainer. And we're going to move right into the battle with him, and we're pausing for dramatic effect. There we go. And we're going to move right in to face Lance, the liar with the flyers, as Squidgy would call him. Actually, in this one, he has a decent amount of dragon Pokemon. He has like 3 of them. So Thunderbolt on the first Pokemon, on the Gyarados. We're going to go for Agility. We're going to mimic it off of the Dragonair. It's going to boost our stats. So we're pretty much poised to just be able to sweep the whole team. Rock Slide on the Dragonair does not one-shot. Rock Slide on the Dragonair does not one-shot. We get a 2-shot knockout. We're going to go for Karate Chop on the Dragonair. It's still 2-shot regardless. Like I said, in the previous playthrough, a lot of the Pokemon will just go for either Agility or Barrier. So we don't have to worry too much about the Pokemon in here. Barrier, Rock Slide knocks it out. Very good. We get a pretty easy win over Lance. That leaves us with one trainer left, and that is the champion. And he's going to come out with his Pidgeot, as usual. Now, we don't have a badge boosting move here. We did get rid of Thunderbolt. We got Rest. Thunderbolt, or we're going to use Rock Slide to take on Pidgeot. It's going to be a 2-shot knockout. It goes off our physical attack set, so it's a little more powerful. We're going to mimic Psychic off of the Alakazam. He goes for Reflect, which is not fun. We did not want that. However, we don't take any damage other than our recoil, so we're good. Going into Rhydon, Rhydon, we want to go for Rest. Rest is going to replenish our health, and we want him to go for some Leers and Tail Whips. It's going to boost our stats, which is what we want. We want our stats boosted so that we can come in. Okay, good. There's 3, and we're good now. 4, excellent. We're able to just set up and sweep. Psychic on the Rhydon. I don't know why I didn't one-shot. I really don't know why I did not one-shot. That's very weird. It did not one-shot. It's okay. Rock Slide on the Gyarados. It's a one-shot. Very good. So at least 2 Pokemon left. That is the Arcanine. And Arcanine will one-shot. Very good. So at least 1 Pokemon left. We're going to use a Psychic on the Venusaur. Almost a one-shot. It goes for Growth. Doesn't do anything to us. Knock it out. And we get a time locked in at 55 minutes and 50 seconds. Man, was that close to being a sub 55-minute run. And this Pokemon, like I said, did very well. And we're going to get our final time with our real time, I should say. The in-game time, I should say. 5 hours, 10 minutes at 4 times speed. So we beat it in 55 minutes, 50 seconds. Very solid in my opinion. I really enjoyed this playthrough. So let's go ahead and see where this ranks on the tier list. It's very close to having a sub 55-minute run. If I'd played through again, I'd just avoid a couple battles and easily do that. If it had low kick, that would be another example of what would be very helpful for us. However, this is where a champ lands. So we're going to move some stuff down right here. And there we go. There we go. And so here's where Machamp lands. Machamp lands right in the sub 60-minute run. It doesn't belong there. It belongs in the 55-minute run, but I gotta go off the times. I may do some playthroughs on Pokemon I think could do a little bit better. For example, I think I can get Charizard under the down to 45 minutes maybe. I know I can get Machamp definitely down to about under 45 minutes. And Poliwrath, I don't know if I can get it under 40 minutes or not. That's something I want to try out in the future. But yeah, so firmly right in the C tier. Not a great Pokemon, but not horrible as well. It should be in the 55, but some blunders on my part cost it that. However, I'm very happy with this playthrough, very happy with the results. So I did this playthrough a long time ago where I started out as Mankey and evolved into Primeape. In that playthrough, which my rules were very different, I actually paused the game in a lot more places than I do now. I only pause it really in 2 places now, and that's coming out of the Lavender Town and right before the Elite Four, right after we beat our 7th rival battle. So that's only 2 places I pause anymore. I don't pause anywhere else. Before I paused at a lot of places just because for RNG purposes I didn't want all these random encounters and whatnot. So I used to pause the timer to avoid that. And that playthrough is an hour and 25 minutes. So in fact, we got this done in around 55 minutes. Got this done. Good time. I'm very happy with it. Can it be better? I think it could be. I think that's something we will be working on in the future. Maybe trying to get this a little more polished and get someone into the sub 55-minute run. I think Poliwrath is definitely able to do that. I don't know if Rapidash can do that. That's something we'll see in the future. Let me just think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is Poliwrath's Wrath. Next week, like I said, will be Hitmonchan, and that will sum up all the fighting types in Generation 1. And then we're going to move on to, I think we're going to move on to Flying. Flying is going to be very exciting, very interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget there's a video on Friday. It's a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal using Crobat. Let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Friday.